Do you like hurting other people? Oh, no wait, it's other game. Deadbolt. That's the game in... I don't even know the genre, to be honest. People mostly just say it's like Hotline Miami and Katana Zero. And it indeed described this game in full. You have view from the side and high risk gameplay with dying from the single shot. Unfortunately, enemies do not have such weaknesses. Mostly. You can one-shot them only from headshot from all weapons except one, which single-handedly make it tier trash. And yet still there are special enemies that have even more HP, and would need at least 3 headshots. Seems unfair, you may say, and would be right if we were playing with just some random guy and not Reaper itself. Who is the Reaper, you'll say? Well, I don't know. All I know is that Reaper is a cool guy that works on a mysterious deity which communicates with him through the fireplace and gives missions on killing some undead. And what I wanted to say is that we have the ability to become a fog, or smoke, or something, I don't know, and travel through vents and pipes, which helps us to hide, travel faster, or get to place where we couldn't get in other way. I didn't use that core mechanic at the start, but understand later how cool and important this thing is. Such game with a view from the side have one quite big problem in comparison with a view from above. Its variety of approaches. And the system quite helps to overcome such weaknesses, making the game much more diverse in approaches. Anyway, about the plot. And it's... okay, it's far from something complicated like the same Hotline Miami and Katana Zero, mostly just the reason to do what you are doing and continue to move forward, with pleasant feeling of completion in the end. And that's simply all I could tell, so in order for this video to be longer than 2 minutes, I will retell my playthrough. As I already said, we get our missions from the fireplace. Or I didn't say, I don't remember. Begin it all from us going and killing zombies because, well, we'll just freeing them this way, probably. Quite fast our boss got some intel on such drug as ash, which gives undead feeling of being alive again. And our employer, of course, doesn't really like such thing. So firstly, we go and find some ash for research. Also got familiar with the first special enemy, and then raid their storage with killing everyone and burning all the supplies. Now the boss give us a mission to kill someone named Puff. Fire said that a man with a heart cannot live with me, which as I understand means that we need to get intel from him, probably. Undead of course doesn't really want to share information with... Is that the Grim Reaper? So just examined his table and found the address of Zombie King's gang name houses. Also needed to kill only Puff, but to just be sure I slaughtered everyone. And we got straight to clearing all of those places. Although it was a bit harder because of hellhounds, which the gang start to use. And they are annoying. You almost never can kill them with a melee weapon, and they are quite fast, but can't open doors. Idiots. In second place, we need information from captured candles. Candles are some creatures that are directly under our boss control and usually only collect information. This mission is probably the closest to being a stealth action as the game describes in Steam. Candle not survive, but give us a new address. King's afraid of our hunt. Going to address, killing everyone in the model, getting information, killing backup, going away. This time we got a big fish. It is time for a whole drug laboratory to burn, and we meet our enemies in the next chapter, vampires. But not about them now, destroying it all and heading to our last stop. Except stop at home of course. Last level, we need to kill zombies gang leader, Roland. And I got a bit stealthy, and by stealthy I mean that I didn't kill those enemies, that was not important. I still played this a bit messy, cause I wanted to complete it before 1 hour on timer for some reason. But destroying one band means we are free to destroy another. This time, as some I hope remember vampires. They are social beasts, so mostly have nightclubs and brothels in their possession. So, hitting to one, killing almost everyone, getting info and driving away. Next mission is a filler one. Our boss just decided that there are too many corpses that forget to die. And that mission was foul. First one that really gives me a struggle. Especially because of this flashing light that gives me a headache. My still imperfect aim and lack of ammo. What I should mention is that while you're at home you can go out to the docks and meet Karen, who works in this game like shop, where you can buy additional weapon that you could use and change in the car. And for some reason I decided to give myself a challenge. Complete game without buying anything from shop, which makes some levels quite hard. And few of them forced it to complete almost perfectly, just to have enough bullets, cause hitting them with your hands not the most reliable way to kill. But in the end, I even like it. Well, I got a bit distracted. In the end, killing everyone, even those that just dance. But we got lucky, our next target must have some important intel. And it indeed has, but what it also has, a new chunk of problems. And a new special enemy. Those ugly bolt and floating vamps have phylactery, which prevents them from dying before you destroy them. Phylactery are bright blue, so it's easy to spot, and vamps drop pretty cool shotgun on 6 ammo after death, which is very powerful for me. It's only the first of those enemies give me trouble, cause I just could not have enough ammo. Again, killing all, getting key cards and address near docks. Sometime after, Candle spotted groups of enemies near this address, so we're heading straight away. And also boss, give me a cat. Life is not meant to be spent alone. Yeah. And again troubles. Building has one only entrance, and it is guarded by 2 default vampires and 1 ugly. There, I panicked. I thought that I had not enough bullets to take them all out. And all what I just needed to, imagine this, aim at them. Yet still fully killing the bald one was not possible. This man had his phylactery in the safe room that I could not access. The only way in here was through a vent, but it was closed in a few places where I needed to open them physically in my real form. And there are still a hell amount of vamps, where few of them were bold, while all I had was 1 bullet and hammer. Still I managed to do this. Oh, and I forgot. The main mission was to destroy all ashes that were here. That was a pretty exhausting mission. I don't think the next one could be even harder. It was harder. Next target, or targets, is sisters that managed to make them each other's phylactery. And this is phylactery. I don't know why I keep saying phylactery. So we need to kill them both in a short period of time. But before that, we need to clear our way to them. And that was, well, hard. And again, because of lack of ammunition, with the way I choose, I could miss maximum only twice. It takes me long enough for some reason. Almost 30 minutes. And I died once or twice after killing sisters because of getting too cocky. But in the end, I lived and they died. This time the flame didn't appear, and the club that candles have been investigating has suddenly gone quiet, along with the candles. Having nothing better to do, we decided to check them. On arriving, we see that everyone who was in the club become ashes somehow. All we can do now is to kill all vamps that are still here and everyone who will come later. In order to understand what happened, we decided to visit their leader, Sir Stella. But unfortunately, someone visited him before us. Skeletons, our new nemesis. What is annoying about them is that they can hide in the floor, jumping out when you come near. If I'm not wrong, they, for some reason, do it only at this level, and I was really surprised by them only once. So, they are not that big of a deal. Except they still managed to make me rage quit for the first time. Now vampires, or more likely skeletons with help of vampires, trying to harvest. And it's a ritual that's turned everyone, including ourselves, into ashes. And in order to stop it, we need to destroy every harvest totem in 60 seconds. And you will not believe me, but it was hard. Because again, low ammo. Let's just skip this explanation, and I just say, with a bit of luck, almost perfect aim, and usage of UNDEAD, I managed to do it with 10 seconds left. But it took me 30 minutes and 70 deaths to do so. Finally, the last level of the chapter. This time we got the one's real boss, Madame Stella. And this one is a tricky one. Stella has more than one phylactery which we need to destroy. But she also got guards nonetheless. I managed to do this only by hardly relying on the vent system, which helped me to take them from behind and safely going away. And so, we dealt with the vampire gang. But as you probably remember, we still have someone to deal with. Skeletons. To understand what they are planning, we head to their cargo. Finding an address, we went back to the car without single death. Next mission is just preventing them from building a new base, by killing everyone. But we should do it carefully, there's a lot of mines and those who play them. Next stop is at bar, where we again need to kill everyone. This time this accompanied by a new enemy, Commander, or Leech. They are not really immortal, as each are supposed to be, but can revive other skeletons. So we should usually take them first. First mission, and again just killing everyone, let's just skip. Finally, on the 5th time, we really get something interesting. Our target is Timur, chief engineer for the Dredged. What's unique about this level, that it consists almost entirely of traps that we must dodge and disarm with our hands or others' life. Nothing more to say, ending Timur with a lucky picket switch, checking his blueprints that reveals some kind of portal, and going to the car. Boss finds out that Skeleton's leader, Ibzan, is getting his car serviced at nearby garage, believing that there could be a return address to his home. Unfortunately, Ibzan hired someone else to protect it. Demons, which are definitely better equipped than skeletons. It takes a bit of a time to get used to a new type of weapon. Burst rifle. It's shitty, but I at least can kill with it. Finding an address and going back. Time to raid his house. And my employer somehow managed to convince Caron to help me a bit, providing free of charge weapons. And if it's for free, then I will use it, of course. With it help, mission wasn't hard. Except one machine gun devil got so scared that he went back to hell through the floor, and unfortunately the game required him to be dead, so I restarted. From the notes we got, we discovered that the portal was built in the old school, and they have snipers in a 5-mile radius. Also with the fact that he regrets something and wants to apologize. Very well, Now I have the location. Only left to deal with snipers. Even candles that are not supposed to fight will help us later. We decided not to go straight to sniper location, but find tall building with good view to snipe them. And this is also an interesting level, where if you are on the light, an enemy sniper is gonna try to shoot you. And sometimes even successfully. Anyway, I got to the top, take the rifle, and snipe the bitch, leaving everything else on candles. Now, it's the end game. We came a bit late, so some skeletons already went into the portal. After stocking some ammunition from their storage and clearing all undead, we going into the portal too. On the other side, unsurprisingly, the real world. And under the shade we meet him, our boss, employer, and something else. It's time for the final battle. Ibzan is already waiting for us up there. His gimmick is that after taking a few shots, he proceeds to the next phase, teleporting and summoning new guards. Fortunately, there are high tier weapons all over the house. So, despite it's taking me a bit too much time, we defeat him. Killing one and for all, without buying anything. Now, it's time for our deserved rest. Wait, who left is my cat?